Y'all know what it is already, right? It's your boy Quest, and this is your marriage moment. Let's go. What up, y'all? Welcome to another edition of Marriage Momentz. It's your boy Quest. And for those of you who are watching for the first time, it's your boy Quest. Big shouts out to my whole team, man, for the Grow Marriage Conference in Miami this weekend. Shouts out to Pastor Lafitte and the whole Miami Temple staff. Shouts out to my boy D, who always make your boy look fresh. Shouts out to Shonda and Tim and everybody. Preach! Oh my gosh. Shouts out to everybody that made this weekend such a success. Let me jump into it. What I'm realizing, guys, and in the season that I'm in, I realize that marriage is only as strong as its weakest individual in the marriage, right? What am I saying? I'm saying that we need to constantly be growing. And the best way for us to grow as individuals in our marriage is to make sure that our character is tight, lock, stock, and barrel. Like, for real, what is character? Character is who you are when nobody is watching. The decisions that you make when nobody is watching, right? So here's the thing. At the end of every video, you hear me say from shaky to good, from good to great. Ultimately, what we want is phenomenal. And what I realize is what transitions us from shaky to good to great, ultimately to phenomenal, is our decision-making process, right? And what is the driving or dictating entity behind our decision-making? It's our character. It's the way we think. It's the way we process information. And what I realize, some of us are not experiencing the highs of marriage, right? Or we get to this place where we've gone about just as high as we can possibly go, and we're not going any further. And we're saying to ourselves, we're doing all the right things, but why are we not experiencing the best that marriage has to offer? Why? Because there's probably a character flaw somewhere in the equation, right? So let me show you a couple of ways. Ladies, for some of you who do the shopping thing and you don't let your spouse know, and you still got those shopping bags in your trunk that you bring in when he's not home, character flaw. For some of those husbands where your wife has asked you to do a particular thing over and over and over again, and you still haven't gotten it done, character flaw, right? Why? Because you are choosing to do things that are relative to you. And in most instances, it's a selfish decision, right? You're choosing to do the things that are good for you and not good for the marriage. And once you move into this institution of marriage, it's no longer about you as a husband or you as a wife. It's about the two of you collectively and what you've brought together in terms of this thing called marriage, right? So for these next couple of weeks, I want you to do a couple of things for me. I want you to start focusing on your character, because until you start focusing on your character as a marriage unit, you will never experience all the joys that marriage has to offer. You've heard me say it in the past. Marriage is supposed to be the most fulfilling. It is supposed to be the most gratifying, the most satisfying relationship on the face of the earth outside of your relationship with God, right? And how do you make it that way? You make it that way by being the best that you could possibly be in terms of your character, right? So here's 4 things I want you to concentrate over the next over the next week, over the next month, right? And start making the adjustments, not tomorrow, not next week. Start making the adjustments now. Number 1, I want you to say to yourself, I will focus on being better on the inside than on the outside. Why? Because character matters. Come on, guys. This character thing is an inside job. We will only experience what we need to experience when we do the work from the inside out. It's not a bilateral kind of thing. It's a unilateral. In other words, it moves in one direction. The changes must happen on the inside, and the outside is a reflection of what happens on the inside. The word declares that whatsoever a man thinketh, so is he, right? Or out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. What am I saying? Everything takes place on the inside. I don't care how much you pretty it up. I don't care how much you dress it up. The outside will always show what's happening on the inside. So that's number 1. I will focus on being better on the inside than on the outside. Number 2, our inside development is totally within our control. Right? I think Jim Rohn once said that you can't control what happens to you, but you can control what happens within you. People don't get to dictate to you. Your spouse doesn't get to dictate to you what your response will be to an adverse situation. You get to choose, right? And we will not allow situations and things to control us, because if they can control us, then they can control, for real, the progress of our marriage. And we don't want that, right? So that's number 2. Our inside development is totally within our control. Number 3, I will follow the golden rule as it relates to our marriage. Why? Because our spouses matter. And I'm going to do to my spouse what I would like to see my spouse do to me. Come on, guys. The way that you navigate through those things is through character. And here's the last one. Number 4, I will value humility above all virtues. Why? Because perspective matters. And when you are going through those challenging parts of your marriage, like for real, you need to stop and listen to what your spouse is saying. And not only, like for real, as a matter of fact, you just need to totally do away with the clapback ministry, right? Every time your spouse says something, you got something to say back to that. We should be communicating in such a way that we're listening and finding understanding and meaning, not only in what our spouse is saying, but who they are as an individual. So y'all already know what I say. You already know where I'm going to go with this, right? From shaky to good, from good to great. Ultimately, what we want is phenomenal, but phenomenal doesn't just happen. It takes work. And how you transition through those is through character, who you are in the dark when nobody is watching. And who you are in the dark when nobody is watching is who you'll be in the light. And guess what? Other people are going to be blessed in the process. So until next time, man, it's your boy saying, like, for real, work on the inside. It's an inside job. What is the inside job? That thing called character. Yeah, because if you're not working on your marriage, then my friends, what are you doing? It's your boy Quest. Peace. What up, y'all? It's your boy Quest, man. Listen, I am a firm believer in marriage is winning. That's right, including yours. So if you know somebody that might be able to use this information, or you might be able to use this information, subscribe, comment in the section below, like, and like I said, share with someone else. All right? If you want to reach me on social media, yeah, my Instagram link is over to the left. All right? Peace.